So this is the Enhanced Dice Roller app. As you can see here, I have used a custom launcher icon that I created. It's just 2 dice that I made to be the same color as the primary color of the app, or the same color of this app bar right here. And on the app bar, you can see we have the clock icon, the roll icon, and the overflow icon. When we roll the dice, you'll see that the clock and roll icon hide and the X or the stop icon shows. And when we press the stop icon, it abandons the roll and the clock and roll icon reappear, as you can see. And now if we click the clock, a context menu appears that gives us a choice as to how long we want the roll to last for. If we pick a short roll, it should roll the dice for 1 second. If we pick a medium roll, it should roll the dice for 2 seconds. And if we pick a long roll, it should roll the dice for 3 seconds. And as you can see, when the dice roll, it shuffles the numbers in order, and which dice we end up with changes. So now if we go over here to this overflow icon and click it, you'll see the options menu, which displays an option you can show 1 through 5 dice. So we'll start by showing 1 dice. This 1 dice fills up the majority of the screen. As you can see here, it's just 1 column and the image enlarges. 2 dice is still 1 column, 1 dice stacked on top of the other, centered in the screen. 3 dice, we still have 1 column, 3 dice, and they are also centered in the middle of the screen. And if we do 4 dice, this is when we get 2 columns. We have a 2 by 2, 2 dice in the left column and 2 dice in the right column. We do 5 dice, we get a 3 by 2 pattern, 3 dice in the left column and 2 dice in the right column. And as you can see, no matter which number of dice you select to display, all of the available space is filled. There are no empty columns. And now we're going to navigate back to the options menu, which you will see, which we didn't talk about before. There's also a colors option and an about option. For now, we're going to go to the colors option, which will take us to the colors page. On this page, you'll see there are 2 radio buttons, a predefined and a custom. The default is selected, the predefined, which gives us the spinner option, which will update this color swatch right here. And so when we select the drop-down button on the spinner, you'll see that I have updated the text size to 26 for the options in the spinner menu. And our options are red, green, blue, cyan, yellow, magenta. If we select one of those, it will change the color swatch. Go ahead and go through all of them so that you can see. Cyan, yellow, magenta, and for now we'll just, I'm going to navigate back to red so you see it changes back to red. Let's go with cyan, and if we click this up button, which we'll talk about in just a minute, it'll take us back to the main activity, and as you can see, it updates the color of the dice. Now if we navigate back to the colors menu, you'll see that the default predefined is selected, and this time we're going to do a custom color. Here when you select custom, you'll see there are 3 seek bars. 1 changes the value for red, the second one changes the value for green, and the third one changes the value for blue. So as you can see, if we add more red, it gets redder, no red, it gets black. But let's just go ahead and turn red all the way down. If we add green, you can see what happens there, get more or less green. Same thing with blue. So let's just go ahead and make blue all the way up, and let's turn red up, and as you can see, we get a purple color. So now we'll click this up button again, which will take us back to the main activity and update the color of those dice to a purple, which we selected from the custom colors. Now we're gonna do the long press context menu. When you press and hold on one of the dice, you'll see this context menu appears. You have the option to add one, subtract one, change sides, or roll. Add one feature adds one number to the dice. So we had a 1, now we have a 2. Subtract 1, go back from the 2 to the 1. And then we can roll this individual dice, and as you can see, the stop button appears. We can click it, and the roll and clock icons reappear. And then our other option here is the one that we added, which is a change sides option, which opens up a context menu where you can choose the number of sides you want your dice to have. So currently we have 5 dice with 6 sides showing. We're going to change this first dice to 4-sided. And as you can see, when I do that, we'll change it back to the 6 just so you can see, it keeps that number. So we have a 4-sided dice here, or I'm sorry, the number 4 on a 6-sided dice here. Change it to a 4-sided dice. We have the number 4 on a 4-sided dice. To prevent any problems, here we've got a number 5 on a 6-sided dice. Well, if we change that to a 4-sided dice, there is no number 5 on a 4-sided dice. So what I did was I made it so that whenever you choose an option or change sides to a dice that does not have that number, it goes to the maximum value that the dice you changed to can hold or can have. So as you can see, we also have the 10-sided dice, which will update to a 4. This is a rough image of what a 10-sided dice would look like. Here, the 4-sided, we would expect there'd be a 1 side here, 2 side here, 3 side here, and 4 side here. So now you can see you can perform all those same actions on each one of the dice. We can add 1 to 4, we can subtract 1 from 4, and then we can add 1 to 4. And we can also roll this dice independently. We can still press the stop button. Here we can add 1 to 4, we get a 5. Subtract 1 from 5 to get the 4. And we can roll. And just to make sure, you can see we can also change it back to the 6-sided. I'm going to make one of them a 10-sided over here. We can roll all of the dice, all function properly. Ooh, clicked the wrong button. And now we are going to go back to the options menu, this overflow button, go to the options menu, and we're going to go to the about page. On the about page, you can see that we have the Building B banner graphic or image created by, and then I selected the Georgia Gwinnett College logo as my image. It's created by myself, Jessica Walker, for iTech 4550 mobile app development, spring 2019. And down here is a description of my choosing. This application was built on top of the example source code provided by our textbook for Chapter 4. We enhanced the example from the book to provide more functions and options. In adding these features, 2 additional pages were added to the app, the colors page and the about page. So that is the about page. And once again, if we click this up button, we return to the main activity where you'll see we're still on, same thing is still showing here. And that is the Dice Roller app.